Salam, shalom, aloha. We're here getting ready to do the final quarter activation. So for those of you who are new to this video, to these videos, they've been going on for years. They happen every week. So join us. If you enjoy this, join us again next week. These videos don't actually have anything to do with the moon other than the fact that we use it as a measurement of time so that we can meet 4 times a month for the 4 quarters of the monthly collective cycle. And so we just use the cards to extract a message that we can share in for the week. The final quarter activation is always about closing up this past cycle and starting the new one next week, because last week we had the full moon, which was about receiving the full picture, seeing the whole picture of what's been going on. Just receiving that all week. Now we do the integration, which simultaneously brings us closer to the new cycle. So this activation, the final quarter, is what I like to call the in-between activation. We're closing up the old, sealing up the old so that we can start anew. And the better we honor the end, the better we can honor a new beginning. The more we can release, let go, which requires integration of the past, the more we can be open to receive the changes that will bring us into the future, the new. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. As usual, I'm tuning in from the amazing Sedona, Arizona. And y'all, the fires are clearing up. The fire called Raphael is now no longer a threat for evacuation. So feeling very grateful, very, very grateful for an infinite number of reasons in this moment. So while everybody's dropping a comment and letting us know where they're tuning in from, Kauai, Pennsylvania, Texas, Minnesota, go ahead and share this video with your friends and family who you think could benefit from this collective share, could benefit from receiving this message. Maybe you have a favorite group, spiritual group, light workers, yoga, self-help, meditation, star seeds, awakening, consciousness, divination. If you have a favorite group, go ahead and share this with them now so they could join in live. So good to see you guys all tuning in. Yeah. Thanks for the compliment on my earrings. My friend actually made them, and they're blue morpho butterfly wings. And I'm wearing them because today is Thursday, which is influenced by Jupiter. So it's really nice to wear blue, green, or purple today. So good to see you all and where you're tuning in from. Canada, Ohio, Chicago, New York. What's up, everybody? Thank you, Archetypes, Faces of the One, in advance for bringing us this message. Just go ahead and let go of whatever it is you've been carrying all morning or all night, depending on where you are in the world. Whatever you've been carrying all day, all week, all month. Whatever it is, I don't care how important it is. If you're tuned into this video right now, you're obviously here to receive the message, and you can't be fully present to receive the message if part of your awareness is leaking, if part of your awareness is being occupied by something else you've been looping in your head, which is not going to serve you in this moment. If you're here, be here now. And I want to say go ahead and connect with the deck, but I'm going to say it a little bit differently this time. I'm going to say, in this moment, connect with the deck by knowing that you are it, that these faces, these characters, and these symbols are all aspects of yourself, of your spirit, of your psyche, of your mind, of our shared collective mind. There's nothing these cards can tell you that is not already inside of you. We're simply extracting that which is most important right now, the priority symbols of focus at this time. Because there's a divine order to all things. And when we choose a card out of the deck, it's based on this divine order. It's a reflection of universal law. So when we choose, we're choosing those particular symbols to focus on for a reason, beyond our knowing. This is us trusting the divine order of the universe, and saying, thank you, Creator, for showing us the priority message right now for us to focus on, because we couldn't possibly know what that is, because you're the one that sees all. Not me, not Rebecca in this body, but the one, of which I am a part, of course. So you are these cards, you are these characters, you are these symbols, and now let's extract the ones that are going to show us the reflection of ourself that we need to focus on right now. Beginning with what is the thing that we need to leave behind this month? What is the thing that we need to make sure we've done in order to move forward? Then what is the thing that we need to look at in order to call forth the future? What is the card representing what's to come with the new moon next week and the whole cycle to come? Which one is going to give us a hint to that, so that when we look at it, when we gaze upon it, what we're doing is helping to initiate the changes that need to take place in order to bring us to that future moment. Before I reveal those, I'm going to go ahead and pull also from my Hebrew deck of cards that I made. For those of you who've never seen them before, they look like this. Just saying thank you to these Hebrew letters. They also represent the different aspects of the psyche, just as the tarot does. Same thing. Everything is a sign and a symbol when you look at it with the right perspective. And so with these Hebrew cards, we're going to pull an ally. It's going to help tie all this together. Okay. So beginning with the first card we pulled, which is, what's the energy that we're walking away from now? So, wow, beginning with a bang. Major Arcanum card. Arcanum means secret. You might have heard it as Arcana. It means secret. So the major Arcanum cards are the major secrets of the deck. So when they're revealed, they're major revelations instead of major secrets. So this is the Devil, aka in ancient Egypt, the Black Magician. And I want to explain this, especially to those who see this and go, huh! Okay, the cards of the tarot are personifications of forces that are fundamentally operative across time and space. So it's definitely not something to fear, especially if it's something that's ever present. Then having fear of something that's always there is never going to do anything for us. So let's look at the true definition of this card. This card, what it is the elements make up all things. The elements make up all things. So our perverted definition of the elements, or our lack of a definition of the elements, right? Just our unconscious definitions of the elements, is what literally manifests a reality. The elements are the fabric of our reality. So how we define them or don't define them, how we are conscious or completely unconscious of them, how we are connected to them and bonded to them or not, will define our reality. It will define the way that we see ourselves. It will define the way that we see our world. It will define the way that we operate in this world. And it will define our level of success. So if we don't have a solid definition of each of the elements, and we don't have a solid connection to each of those elements, that lack of a definition, that lack of a connection is going to be revealed as chaos in our lives. And as pain, and as suffering, and as attachment. The more we have a clear definition of the elements, the more we have a clear definition of ourselves and of our reality. So the devil is really just this trap that we set up for ourselves. It's a prison that we set up for ourselves out of our perverted identification of the elements of reality. When we don't have a truthful projection of reality, then that illusion is what manifests as this suffering and attachment, etc. So check it out here. If you see, they've got horns on their heads. I wish I had my Egyptian card out. Next time I'll have to keep that in mind for our next activation. I really love the art in that one. You're welcome to look it up, the Brotherhood of Light version of the Black Magician. But basically what it's showing here is that we become ruled by the evil forces that we give into. So our evil inclinations, when we give into them, they actually rule us. And even though I don't have the Egyptian card out right now, I just want to tell you guys that there's a serpent coming out of the belly button of the devil in that card. And it's showing us that, see, typically the serpent comes out of the brow, the third eye. That shows us moving from a place of higher consciousness, higher awareness. But when the serpent's in the belly button, it's showing us that we're moving from a place of our animal instincts, lower awareness, which essentially is mediumship. It's like a lower force taking over your power center, and then you're moving from there. So that's really what the devil card is about. It's saying that when we give into our lower desires or evil inclinations, they end up ruling us. And check it out. The devil is setting the tail of the male ablaze here, putting a fire on his ass. He's doing it on purpose. The devil, this energy, is the thing that burns us only to transform us later. You see, because what comes after 15, 16, 17, it's a story, it's a progression, it's a sequence. After the devil comes the tower. The tower falls inevitably. Whatever bad habits you're doing here at this point in the story, whatever evil forces have a hold of you, a hold on you, the next card, the tower, tells us that inevitably we're going to come to a place where all that's going to fall, all that's going to fade away. The tower also represents the body, so even if you have to wait till the end of your life when this body falls, at least then, this is all going to fade away. The idea here is that whatever we do in this phase of consciousness, in this phase of the journey, inevitably will fall. So it's okay. It's okay. Whatever you do in this stage, it will be forgiven. It will be forgotten because it's impure. And those frequencies that come from this place cannot be taken with you beyond the grave. So it's okay. It's okay. It's like Creator would say, it's fine, stay there as long as you like. But why would you want to? Why would you want to? When you know the greater potential that awaits you. Sure, you can stay there forever. All that's going to fade away anyway. But then it becomes a futile pursuit. So what is the real goal here? To make the most of our mistakes, to accept that sometimes we're going to give in to our evil inclinations, but then to remain aware of what the goal is there. To be able to stay present so that even when you do inevitably make a mistake or give in to those evil inclinations, you learn from it and you turn it into gold. You turn that garbage into gold. You create real alchemy. The devil is here to serve us in that way. In fact, every card is associated with a particular part of the alchemical process, and this stage is turning up the heat in the alchemical furnace. It all is serving a higher purpose when we dedicate it to our mission of creating more light in this world. When we make our mistakes, we then have material and data to reflect upon in hindsight and say, wow, because I made that mistake, I know how to do even better now. Had I not made that mistake, I wouldn't even have this opportunity to do better. And I just made a video, you guys. It's in our private group called Shabbat Crew. If you're not a part of it, you won't be able to view the video. But every week, the day before Shabbat, I share my own personal interpretation of the upcoming Torah story. And the one for tomorrow is called Parsha Pinchas. And the whole story is about exceptions to the rules, breaking the rules. Sometimes things need to be broken in order for us to fix it to be in a better state than it was even before. So this is very much in alignment with the Parsha and with the current Torah teaching as well. So if you want to dive deeper into that, you'll have to join our private group. It's called Shabbat Crew here on Facebook. Okay, so this being the energy that we're leaving in the past, saying that we're stronger now. We need to declare our strength and our ability to purify. We have a gift waiting for us that we will only be able to unwrap when we can see clearly, which involves removing the veil of ignorance and desire and attachment. So we're declaring right now that as hard as it's been for us to overcome those evil inclinations, those bad habits, those addictions, we have a newfound strength right now. Okay, Parsha Pinchas also tells us that right now we have extra healing power. So let's make the most of that and let's find where to direct it, right? And it looks like it's being revealed to us right now what needs that energy. It's this devil energy that's been following us this past month, which means every like bad habit that you've been attached to, every negative inclination that's been whispering in your ear, you now have greater strength than ever to say no. So we're ready to move forward, okay? We're ready to get out of this rut that we've been stuck in and once and for all say, I know how to restrain myself. My strength of will is magnified exponentially right now thanks to the incoming energies that are upon us. All of us have access to these incoming energies. And so I'm going to make the most of that. And I'm going to remember that I certainly have the ability to turn things around and to make gold out of garbage and to say no to these evil inclinations because I know what's to come. And with that said, I want to pull the next card to kind of connect this. What is to come? Next week, the new moon, new cycles beginning. What is that all about? Ooh, Page of Pentacles. So we had a major arcanum card. Now we have a royal court card. And the pages are the youthful archetype. They're the open mind, the new visions. And Pentacles is the mind. Pentacles is air. Contrary to popular belief, if you want to know more about these manipulations, check out my books, ask me about my books, check out my YouTube videos. I talk about why Pentacles is not the earth element as is commonly discussed. It's actually the air element. Because before things become things, they're thoughts. They're concepts in our mind. And the value of that gold is determined not by just its physical constituents, but by its mental by what created it in the world of causes. The value of the gold is determined by the spirit and the intention that's within it, which is represented by air. So if this is what's to come, it's showing us that we're going to have the opportunity to create a whole new reality, right? That pentacle is representing all the material things that we have the potential to manifest. It's saying, wow, I can manifest something new here. He's looking at it. He's enamored by this idea. He's consumed by this idea. I have the opportunity to create something completely new here. But in order to do that, I need to look at the deeper initiation within this card, which can only be accessed by the awareness of the elemental manipulation. Only when you know that the Pentacles air can you access this next level initiation that I'm about to share with you. Okay, it's not just about, oh, I can create a new. It's, well, depending on my thoughts, my beliefs right now, my programming, my values and my morals, depending on all that will determine what this new reality is going to become. See, when we know the proper elemental association as air, it opens this vision up. It takes us deeper. Okay, and in my book, my new book, Royal Path 2, I talk a lot about this. And it can just open up your mind, even if you've been practicing tarot for many, many years. Understanding this, what I call elemental manipulation, helps to stretch the initiation tenfold. Okay, so looking at this, it's saying, now that we're doing this, we're saying, I know my strength. I'm not going to give into these bad habits anymore. I know what needs to be let go of in order to create this new reality. Now I'm ready to do it. Now I'm ready to do it. Amber asked a really good question here, so I just want to address that. She said, are swords still also the air element? No, they're actually the earth element. And again, I talk about it in my book and why that is and what that does to you when you shift your perspective. So going back to this, we know what we need to do. We're declaring our strength. We know that particularly right now, this week, we have incoming energies that are absolutely supporting us in our mission to say goodbye to these bad habits once and for all. And what we have to look forward to, which should serve as inspiration and motivation to even more so to do this, is a new beginning is upon us. A new way of thinking, which will allow for a new way of being. Don't you see how connected it is? The more we erase this, the more we have the potential to create an entirely new life. If this is taking up space, it's going to block us from raising the value of that coin. The value of our reality to come is determined right now based on the work we do in letting go of these bad habits. We need to pull our energy away from these futile pursuits, okay? Stop watering bad weeds, stop giving away all your energy to improper channels, and redirect it to a proper cause, one that's moral and just. And now for the Hebrew ally card. We have Dalet. And the Dalet is the fourth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Daled. And 4 is all about structure, right? Like the 4 legs holding up a table, the 4 pillars, the 4 corners creates a full structure, foundation. Okay, so this is saying that in order to create a proper foundation for us to grow upon, we have to do this work. If we really want all the things that we say we want, it's going to require sacrifice. You know this. This is one of the most basic principles of magic. You want something, you want to get something, you got to give it. You got to give something. You give to get. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love that you make. So if you say you want all those things, you say you want X, Y, or Z, you want this new life, you want this new opportunity, then we have to do the work to create the foundation to be able to rise up in that vision. The Daled also has a correlated picture symbol or hieroglyphic symbol, as do all the letters of the Hebrew alphabet. And so the picture symbol associated with the Daled is a door, a doorway. And when you want to understand the symbol, you always consider it in reflection of the divine. So what is a doorway when we're considering the divine, or we're considering God or the creator or source? It's showing us that there's a doorway to reach source, a doorway of potential. It's like this door opening up is like similar to your pineal gland or your inner eye opening up. So this being the ally, what is it telling us in regard to this? It's saying that here we have the ability to enter this new portal of potential. The door is open when the inner eye is open. So knock, knock, open up, wake up to the bad habits, to the ways in which you are directing your energy improperly to an unworthy or maybe many unworthy causes. Get a hold of yourself. Knock, knock on the door, wake up. Time to stop this. Redirect the energies so that you can enter into the right doors of potential that are not going to just be futile pursuits, because we know that anything done in this frequency, it can't last anyway. So why are we going to waste our time? Don't wait for the tower to come. Don't wait for the rug to be pulled out from under you. Do it your damn self. Now's your chance to get a hold of your life, to take hold of the wheel, to do what you need to do before it's brought upon you in a traumatic way, in a catastrophic way. So knock, knock. The doorway is there, the doorway to potential. It's time for you to really create all those things you've been wanting to, but don't you see? This is blocking you. It's in the way of the door. Okay? It's like the door is here, the door is here. Okay? It's in between these cards. This is blocking you. When you can get rid of it, you see the doorway to potential. And you enter the door. And you can create a new beginning, a new life. And to the extent of which you do this work, it will be reflected into your new life. So if you only heal some of those bad habits, then maybe a little more light can get in. Maybe if you heal the deeper, harder things, then some big light will come in. But every little thing that you don't heal is an opportunity you're missing for little light to come in. And remember, quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. It's not about how much light. It's about light, more, always light. So look for all of the opportunities, big and small, because the universe doesn't care about size. Only you do. Only your ego mind does. So don't stop there. Don't become trapped by that illusion of time and space, which the Devil card is all about, by the way. Don't say, oh, well, I'm going to heal these, but these little bad habits can stay because they're small, because they take up less space. Space is space. It's all one infinite space. So let's fill it all with light. Don't make excuses. Don't say, well, because I healed this bad habit, I can wait to do the rest. They're equally as bad. They're equally as detrimental. They're equally crying out for your awareness so that they can be transformed. Look for every opportunity. Don't stop at 1, 2, 3. This card is always present, as are all the cards. They're all archetypes that make up all of reality. They're the building blocks of the fabric of our very reality. So know that these opportunities are always here. So don't think the work is over when you do it one time. Constantly be vigilant. Being vigilant, being alert is a key quality on the path of virtue. We have to always remain alert, because especially when we think, oh yeah, I did it, I got rid of the bad habit, that's when we're tricking ourselves and we're not seeing another one forming right under it. So don't ever stop. Not now, not tomorrow, not a week from now. Don't say, hey, I eliminated 3 bad habits and I never have any more work to do again. Always look how you can do better. How can you constantly refine and redirect your energies into the appropriate channels? And think of it this way, even if on the material plane it doesn't look like you're redirecting your energies, it looks like they're still going toward the same causes, internally, like on a mental level, in the mental dimension, you should constantly be revisiting, checking in, asking, is this still the proper strategy for directing my energies? And you checking in is the work. Even though you're not, maybe the answer's still the same. Okay, you check in and your intuition says, yeah, no, keep going in this direction, keep giving here, it's still good. Great, it looks on the outside like you're still doing the same thing, but on the inside you did the work. You checked, you're constantly checking. That's keeping you present and alert. That's where the work is. So make sure that you're always alert and always being aware of the ways in which you're directing your energy and asking, is there a better way? And that process, what you're doing there is you're identifying or you're looking for the devil wherever he may be hiding. In this way, it becomes less of a scary concept and more of just sort of like a practical, applicable concept, one that is applicable every day, in fact. Looking for the devil is simply constantly staying alert of where you may be leaking energy or where you may be directing energies to channels that are not the highest. So for example, it may not look like a very dangerous or bad thing, but it still could be futile. So be careful. The devil wears many masks. It's very sneaky sometimes. The devil also looks like complacency, sloth, not doing the highest good. So you may think, oh, well, this is harmless. Sure, it's harmless, but is it going to get us anywhere? Is it really doing anything? Is there maybe a way that you can redirect your energies to do more for yourself, for your loved ones, for the world? So don't be afraid of the devil card, the Black Magician. Understand it's simply an improper use of energies. And if you really want to get to the root of the initiation of this that is contained within this archetype, you want to make sure that you're defining the elements properly, okay? That you're defining them properly so that you can define yourself properly and define your world properly, okay? Otherwise, you're going to project that improper definition and it's going to result in you putting your energy into things that do not deserve it, okay? So remember, the Dalet is the ally. So if you want to print it out, you can Google D-A-L-E-T, Hebrew letter Dalet. You can print it out and put it on your altar. You can draw your own. You can draw a little door. Every morning when you wake up, maybe in your mind's eye, you envision that door opening, or you envision yourself knocking on the door, or maybe Creator knocking from the other side. These are, there are many ideas. Play with it. Use your imagination. It's whatever you want to do. Remember, the universal language is symbolism. Also, keep in mind that the simpler the vision, the better, because the more details and symbols you put in there, the more associations are attached, the more the ego gets in and creates material entanglement. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, especially when your ego comes in and tries to justify a more complex vision. Tell it, no, we're keeping it simple. For example, you don't have to know all the details of what it's going to look like for you to reach your next level of potential. Simply picturing opening some sacred door and walking through it holds such a powerful potential, even more so than the vision of, than the vision you could create would hold, because your vision would likely have too many symbols, be too complex, and would have your mind subconsciously attaching to programs and ideas that are not helpful, that are just taking up space, that are extraneous, useless. So keep it simple. That's where the power lies. Okay? You're only going to enter your greatest potential. You're only going to enter that doorway to create your greatest potential. And you know what that is. You know what that is because you've been wanting it. You've been begging for this to happen. This opportunity is here now. It's knocking. You don't even have to knock for the opportunity. The opportunity is coming knocking for you. The opportunity is looking for you. You asked for it. Here it is. The way to say yes to it and the way to be a part of it, a part of the dream that you called in, is by getting rid of the other stuff that's in the way. Time to leave it behind. New moon, new beginning. We have 1 week to do this work until the new moon. So declare that that doorway is waiting for you at the time of the new moon. And this week is the prep work to get you there, to get you prepared with the key to unlock that door, okay? So this week is all about developing that key. And the way in which we develop that key is by eliminating these bad habits, by saying no to our evil inclinations, by turning them down, especially when they really got their claws in us, when they really got a hold on us. Every time we say no to a lower urge this week, we're receiving another key to another doorway of potential that is inevitably coming. Think about that. Every time you say no to a lower urge this week, the gift will come right after. So pay attention. Look for those opportunities and be excited about it. And approach those opportunities with conviction. Know your strength of will. Know you have the ability to restrain yourself. Restraint leads to expansion. There's a reason for abstinence. There's a reason for restriction. Restriction leads to expansion. Abstinence leads to an abundance. Okay, so withhold, withdraw, resist those lower urges. And every time you do, know that you're receiving another key that's going to help you enter another doorway of potential that's about to reach you so soon. So many opportunities are coming. And the greatness of those opportunities will be determined by these moments this week, based on how willing you are to resist those urges, to insert your will, to redirect those energies to a higher cause. The power that will be given to you this week upon doing this work is so profound. So know it, that you have this great opportunity right now to do this work. Give yourself fully to it. The more you give, the more you're going to get in next cycle, the cycle on its way with the new moon next week. Knock, knock, y'all. Wake up. Thank you guys for joining me for this final quarter activation. I still look forward to these every week. I love seeing you guys here. Remember, if you enjoy these messages, we do it every week. Please share this video with your family, your friends, or somebody you think could benefit from this message. Somebody maybe who's struggling or just needs to hear it right now. Maybe there's somebody who's very powerful in your circle that you admire and respect for their level of dedication to the royal path, the virtuous path. Share this with them so that they can further enhance this portal that we've created here now today. And if you guys don't already know, I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/RebeccaMagic. You could also hit follow on my Facebook page. You could also find me on Instagram, Rebecca Magic. Thank you so much for everybody who's been supporting me, ordering my new book. I love sending out packages, my first and second book, for people who have never found me before, all my new friends that I've made, and been shipping you guys my sets of books. I'm so excited to be able to send you both so that now you have a full, complete Kabbalistic tarot guide So for those of you who don't know, my first book, Royal Path 1, is about the Major Arcanum. And my second book, Royal Path 2, is about the Minor Arcanum. And so they go together and they form a full tarot guide. So thank you for all of your feedback, for your reviews. I'm so enjoying the pictures y'all are sending me from wherever you are reading my books, you know, with your candles and your incense in your room, or at the beach with your fresh juice or smoothie. Like, I love seeing my book with wholesome people, with wholesome, surrounded by wholesome things and wholesome habits. It's so amazing. I love it. Also, you guys, I'm almost done with the first draft of my children's book. So for those of you who have been waiting for a Royal Path book, children's style, a sort of like an affirmational collage, that I'm really excited to share with the world. It's been a long time coming, so keep an eye out for that. And if you're not already a part of our private groups, we have 2 of them. The Royal Path here on Facebook and Shabbat Crew here on Facebook. Shabbat Crew is for those who are interested in Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism and following the Torah story every week. And the Royal Path, of course, is for archetypes and the tarot and for connecting with our family that you see here today in between the activations. Because my goodness, once a week just ain't enough. So whatever insights you gain from this message or from your own readings today or from your own musings, please share in the Royal Path group so that we can go deeper into the message of the week and make the most of the incoming energies. Toda rabah. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow for Shabbat. Peace.